of years.
Yep.
We started the season a little bit late because
Yes.
of the water. What's happening in the VAFA in terms of looking after grounds going forward, especially if we don't get much water over the summer period?
It's a good question. It's obviously posed some problems for us this year. I think we've got through the year relatively okay. This ground's not as good as it normally is this time of year. Obviously, we're going to work very, very closely with councils. Our challenge is that we work with so many different councils across Victoria. You're not dealing with one or two councils. In our case, we've got 12 that represent amateur clubs, and they've all got different processes and different policies. So, you know, it's a challenge. We've got plans for this particular ground to work closely with Bayside City Council to get some reserves happening. But unfortunately, the problem's not going to go away, and it'll be an interesting 6 months.
Certainly will be. The season as a whole, though, we've had a few new... This year was the first time that you tried the no alcohol law at grounds?
No, that's been in place for many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that seems to be working well, though.
Years now.
It works well.
Well, I think so. I mean, I think, you know, the beauty of amateur football is that you can come down to watch a game of footy with your kids, and it's got a very family-friendly feel to it, and the crowds are, you know, well behaved. I think that that goes a long way towards making it a good place to be involved.
Well, Bruno, we do thank you for your time today. You'll be, I'm sure, doing something in presentation, presenting trophies?
Well, I think I just stand there and support Nick Burke, who does the major presentation today. I had my go yesterday at the B-Grade Grand Final.
Great day yesterday too for I'm an old St Bede's boy, so
it was great. I mean, it was great for us. You know, St Bede's first time in A grade, and Black's first time up there for 25 years. So we like to see that.
Bruno, thanks for your time.
Good on you, Tony.
Bruno Conti, the chairman of the Amateurs, joining us here in our commentary position. We're just about ready to start the third quarter, the second half of action. And before we do, let's go back to Glenn Scarborough, who joins us back here in the box. And Glenn, take us through that first half and what you think might happen in the second half.
Well, I think Brighton need to kick a lot of goals into the wind this quarter. Zav's just far too strong. They used the wind much better. They did miss some that they should have kicked, but they still used it much better, and Brighton had to defend too much against the wind, and then when they came forward, they didn't have anyone to kick to on their forward line. Every time they got towards the centre, they had to wait for their forwards to get into the forward line. So third quarter about to get underway.
And it is underway, and Bai got the tap. No one could take it, though. It comes into the hands of Rugg, who is wrapped up in the tackle, centre of the ground, and we'll have another bounce. It is Old Xaverians by 46 points. Start of the second half. Johnson gets a kick forward. Lynch in front. Got the ball tapped out of his hands, though. Coming through is Fleming. He couldn't collect it. Dawes tries to kick it away from Brighton. He dropped the ball, said the umpire, and a free kick going to the captain, Ockleshaw. He'll kick it long and direct. Wind turns it around. No one could take the mark. It goes over the back. Players come onto it. Howard now collects it. Looking for something, a free kick.
Yeah, it's holding the ball. He dived on it, and Heath was the tackler and will take the free kick. Deep in his back pocket, looking for some movement. Holding on to it. Might get asked to play on very soon. He goes himself. Out to the outer side. Up, it was Hughes, couldn't mark. Tap forward. Scanlon and Bowen are there. They could raffle it. Bowen now picks it up. Walks around one would-be tackler. Kicks it in. It's a Beardsley. Couldn't mark. It was Paddy Phelan who tried to take the mark, but beautiful roving there from Fleming, but the kick lets him down, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Early goal there might have been telling, Scatters.
Telling? Would have been nail number one in the coffin if there's not already a couple there.
Heath kicks it out. Outside 50. Hughes takes the mark, but there might have been an infringement, and there was. The free kick will be taken by Beardsley. I think it might have been Oliver that got into Beardsley's back. And Beardsley will line up. He'll kick from 60 in the dreaded...
He's got to go...
ugly pocket. He's got to centre it.
Got to go a long way
You've got to centre it, Beards.
No way, out the full. They won't listen.
They will not listen. They won't. On the full. Scatters has called them all day.
Called it before the start of the game.
He's called him right. It'll be Dawes that'll take the free kick. Fennicum, someone's got to tell him at three-quarter time. Dawes finds Marsden in the pocket. A slow game is not a good one for Brighton. They need to quicken this up now. They need possessions. Chatfield couldn't hold the mark back there. Lynch got the handball out. Great work by Clark. He got it off to his teammate there, McGuinness, who kicks it forward, but only as far as McCarthy. Sends it up now to Scanlon. On the left, Scanlon, nice centering kick. Good mark, easy to Clark in the end. He just stood his ground and it fell right into the hands, and Clark will kick from 45, directly in front.
No, slightly to the correct side of the ground. Amazing ability James Scanlon's got to get out on his own on the wings at Elstonwick Park. No one seems to want to go near him in finals, and you'll find him out there on his own a million times, just feeding it into the Zavs forwards.
It was a lovely centering kick too, as Clark now comes in, and that fades to the right. One behind. They increase their lead now to 47 points. 10-11, 71 Zavs. Brighton 3-6, 24.
Good use of the body there, though, from the person who just missed that goal. But it's Ainley, kicks it in. Roving there is Hendra, feeds it off to Gadsden, takes one bounce, takes two, got to be quick. Geez, hit hard as he kicks the football. Play on's the call. Ball in dispute across half forward. Picked up there, a little handball from Perry over the top. It's Colbert, though, that will clean up for Xaverians. Across to Bye, on to Fleming. Books two, Colbert's good enough. Tries to get a handball away, it gets smothered. Ball just keeps moving its way Xaverians' way. Hughes, though, feeds it to Talbot. Across to Heath on the right side. Kicks down the line to Perry. Been a little quiet. But it's probably due to Xaverian's backline being so strong. Serafini kicked it down, but Talbot now plays it back to Perry, and he's going to get paid that mark. Looking for 50, and he's got it. He's got his 25 penalty there for a little bit late. And now Perry has an opportunity to kick a much-needed goal to bring Brighton back into this game.
Still too far out on Tippin.
Will kick from probably around 40 out by the time he releases the football. Zav's a couple of early misses. This is what Brighton need. In he comes. He's got the distance covered.
Good kick.
Has he got the accuracy? No. Just pushed it left and through for one behind.
Well, they've got it up their forward line, though, Scatters. That's
Yeah,
what
they
need.
have, and a goal there would have been really handy, but it's just so hard to kick into that wind.
Johnson sends it forward. Bounces for Hendra and Fleming. Fleming comes out with it, though, in the end. Got a handball off to Scanlon. To Arnold. Arnold drives it up inside 50 now. Howard on the line. Tackled by Heath and over for a throw. They needed a goal there, old Brighton, just to put a bit of pressure on. It still remains 7 goals for the difference.
Bristow comes on.
Bye from behind, gets the tap. Zavs controlling it once more. Coming through the pack there was Homan. Couldn't take it. Clark taps it off the ground. Hughes in there as well. Players pushed out of the pack, and the umpire decides that he'll bounce. 60 out from the old Zavs goal. Throw up. Players converging it once more. It's a chance for Brighton to move it back out to the wing area. From behind, Peary couldn't hold it. He was paid it though in the end. Turns around quickly. That's what they need. They need to move the ball fast, Brighton. Kicks it to the pack. McCarthy in front though takes a strong mark. And he'll look at sending old Zavs back into attack once more. He does with a high floating kick. No mark taken. Scanlon was the man that dropped it. Hendra now with the ball. Off to Peary. Handball. Center of the ground. Hughes Drives it inside. 50, great mark from behind by Rugg. And Zavs move it back out of defence once more.
Over he comes, looking for Arnold. The kick wasn't perfect, and it'll suit Brighton as it goes out of bounds. Arnold would have been away then. They had a couple of players loose down the wing here too, Xaverians. So Brighton maybe led off, still within their forward line. Ainley pointing at directions. By very strong, wins it forward to Beardsley. Johnson goes once, but then's tackled. Ruggs in there, dives on the football. Well done. Gives it across to Scanlon, getting lots of touches this quarter. Looks to go short, does so. Dangerous kick as it finds the captain in Phelan for Old Brighton. Looks inside, needs to hit a target here, Phelan. He's calling for some players to keep moving for him. It's a little bit stagnant. He's going to be asked to play on. He now kicks on his left foot. Goes long, looking for Perry. Can't mark. He had 3 to beat. Beardsley now. Passes it to Bingham. To Arnold. Back to Bingham. Did he get rid of the football properly? Umpire said yes, he did. Crowd can't believe it. And there'll be a bounce. I couldn't see a correct piece of disposal there.
Bit hard when both your arms are tied together.
Ball goes up in danger territory, but I think Arnold will take it through. No, he won't. He'll keep it in play. Give a handball across now to Colbert. Colbert's tackled, but good get away to McCarthy. McCarthy pushes it down to the wing, but only as far as Gadsden. Gadsden takes it and takes off. Looks for Hindra, who takes a very good mark. Could be too far out to score, I'd suspect. Very tight angle. He's looking for a pass. He does. He kicks it into the hot zone to McGuinness, who takes a great mark overhead. Great play there from Hindra to centre it up there to McGuinness.
Beautiful kick and beautiful lead from McGuinness, and he had his name written over that from the minute it hit Hindra's boot.
His only advantage is that he's directly in front. Still has a fair way to kick though into this breeze.
It's a similar spot from where Fleming got one earlier in the game.
Brighton showing some fight. Kicks it in as he got the carry. He does, but just not the direction. Brighton now starting to show some fight, but they're just not showing on the scoreboard yet. 10-11, 71 to 3-8-26.
Zavs still hold a commanding lead. It'll be Johnson to send it in. Decides to go short to Rugg. He decides to go long to Arnold. On the wing, couldn't hold the mark. Ball loose. Hendra couldn't get there. Clark now with it. Turns around onto the right. Nice short pass, finds Perry on the chest. Perry looking forward. Once again, the breeze just making decisions hard for these guys. Across to Phelan. 55 out. Got the handball off to Homan. He was past the ball, so he didn't take it with him. He was able to double back. But the mass tackle on him, we'll see a bounce. Go down, 50 out from Brighton's goal. It's definitely the telling part of that second quarter with Zavs getting 3 against the breeze. Can Brighton reply with the same in this, the third? Another bounce to take effect. Knocked forward there by Homan to Beardsley though. Beardsley, I should say. Takes it, sends it out wide. Does Serafini to Clark. Clark short to Howard. Handball off to Colbert. He runs down, gets the ball inside 50 and it'll be paid downfield. Colbert was disposed of after he kicked at Anthony, the man who infringed there for Brighton. And the free kick will go down to about 40 out. It'll be taken by Lynch. And there is absolutely no way he can kick that from here.
He's got to go straight across the ground. And forget about the goals.
No, they're going to prove you wrong eventually, Scatters, I would think. Lynch is going to try and prove him wrong. He does.
He does, at last.
He does.
12 minutes and 10 seconds into the third quarter.
Doesn't matter, he proved you wrong.
It's
beautiful
the third quarter.
Kick.
It's actually the 11th quarter of football for the day, and someone's finally got a goal from that pocket.
Gorgeous kick, though, from Lynch, wasn't it?
It was a very, very good kick.
51 points the margin. And this one is all over.
Yeah, Brighton wouldn't be happy with that. They've really worked really hard over the last 5 minutes to try and get something on the board. And then Lynch pops it in from the unkickable pocket. By again. He's been dominant in the ruck to Fleming. Fleming goes back to By. By has it again. Chatfield now gets a rushed kick away. It's up, it's high. Big pack forms. Ball on the ground. And Oliver's on the ground. And he'll get a free kick. I think it might have been a bit high. Oliver now comes across the ground looking for Homan. Lynch was fantastic. Pushes it down. Goes back to Woodruff. Back to Howard. Gets it onto his boot. Here comes, I think it's Johnson. It is. Gives it across to Lloyd. Pops it into a hot spot, but only as far as Ainley. I think, is it Heath? It's Heath.
Goes short to
Paddy. Paddy Phelan goes out wide looking for McGuinness. He's got him. And McGuinness brings it inside to Hughes. Can't mark, but he's got some support in Gadsden. Gadsden back out to McGuinness. McGuinness looks inside from Talbot. He's got to get rid of it quick, Hughes, and does. Cook. Oh, Hendra goes high, but can't mark. Play on's the call. Fleming's got it. Kicks it on his right boot in the direction of Lynch. Handley. And no, it's a push out. Handley put his hands right in the middle of the back of Dawes, and Dawes will take the free kick.
Looks up forward, Dawes, and finds someone out there wide in Talbot. Eventually settles for him. He turns around. And forward, McCarthy couldn't hold the mark. Man in there as well. And the ball is over the line for a throw. Centre wing, outer side. Here at Sports Cover Arena. It's Old Zabs by 51. By, nice tap off to Beardsley. Left foot kick. Inside 50 again. Oh. And from behind, no mark taken there by Johnson. The ball goes loose. And Hanley sends it forward. Fleming. McCurry now. Got it off to Colbert, who snaps over the shoulder. But the wind grabbed that one and took it way right. Out of bounds on the full. Brighton's free. What do they need to do here, Scatters? Brighton?
They need a miracle. They've just got to get some goals into the wind. They've done a terrific job to hold Zavs to only one goal in 15 minutes of play this quarter, but they've just got to get some score on the board themselves. They've got to do some scoreboard damage.
In there's Beardsley. He goes 3 times now. Gadsden to Ainley. Kicks it into the middle of the ground. Who's going to wait under this one?
Good work.
Good work there from Rugg. Puts it back to Serafini. Goes wide in the direction of Fleming, and Fleming takes a mark. Goes short. Can't take a mark. There was Talbot. Hughes handballs back into the centre corridor. Goes down the middle. They've got to move it long and swift here, Brighton. From behind was Clark. Chatfield's there. Looks to give it a little bit of a dribble on to get it onto Arnold. Arnold comes back to Chatfield. Chatfield looks to centre half forward in the direction of Big Bad By. He was all over the back of him, but play on's the call. Ainley's now got it. Pushing forward. Nice looking kick there and a great mark. And plays on, it was Clark. Gives it to Phelan. Phelan now goes across. And Clark's got it. Is it?
I thought it was Ainley.
It's Ainley. There it is. He's got it. He's taken 3 bounces. Kicks inside to Perry. Has 2 to beat. And the boundary line will beat them and it'll go out of play.
Got to get a goal out of this forward move.
They certainly do. It's imperative for Brighton to get at least 1, 2, 3 more goals here in this quarter. Anything more than 7 or 8 goals is going to be hard to run down in the last quarter. We know the breeze is still up and fairly solid. Ainley again in the play. Handballed out there by Bruin. Good work though by Serafini to double back for Zavs. Unfortunately for him though, it goes out of bounds. Throw in to take place. 25 out from the Brighton goal. Beardsley off to Serafini. Kicked forward by Chatfield, was smothered. Ball comes loose. Here's a chance now for Beardsley to get it over to his teammate McCarthy, who goes out wide. Good pass to Woodruff. Centre wing now. Grandstand side. Woodruff short, finds Clark. Clark looking forward. Goes inside 50 for Hanley. It goes over his head. And we'll have a throw right on the 50-metre line with Zav still up by 51 points.
Old Zav's very much in control of this game. Midway through this third quarter. Ball goes in. I'll tell you what, Bye's been so dominant in the ruck. He's got to be a chance for best on ground today. Clark taps it back cleverly to Beardsley. And he gets a free kick for a high one there. And Clark's got it. Got in one on short, looks to go long. Big pack goes up. Coming down is Ainley, he's picked it up. Pushes it around the corner with a little kick. It's only as far as Beardsley. Beardsley picks it up, gives it to Fleming. Fleming kicks it right into the good spot. But pushing back is Hughes, and Hughes will relieve for old Brighton. Kicks to the outer side. A good run here from Dickerson. Takes one bounce, takes two. Fumbles on the second bounce though. Spins around. Great tackle there. Umpire said he did get a handball away. Xaverians aren't happy as it goes out of play.
Great chase from Lynch there. He chased and chased and chased and finally got him.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Or unlucky is Lynch. Throw in. Knocked forward by Sapupo. Down to Lloyd, who drives it forward. But a resulting point from that kick. Around about 50 out. Shot in towards goal. 11-11, 3-8, nearly 20 minutes gone in this, the third quarter of the match. And special comments, Glenn Scarborough.
Not much to say at the moment, just except Brighton. Look, they've done a fantastic job. Nearly 20 minutes gone. They've held Zavs to one goal with the win, but they haven't got any themselves. So they really need to pinch a couple before this quarter finishes if they can.
Kick in finds Talbot in the pocket. Goes short to Tolge. Takes an easy mark there. Venturing forward in blocks of 10, 15 metre spurts. They need some drive now, Brighton. They really do. Over the top to Anthony. He goes short. Underground kick. Found McGuinness. McGuinness to Tolge. Ran on well. Tolge now drives it forward. That's better. Peary in front. The one-hander takes it, but he's got absolutely no options up there. Decides to kick it forward. Phelan on the run. Bounces in front of him. He couldn't take it. Bounces now for Mann. Can Mann pick it up? Tackled, though, was McCarthy. And the ball came down. A beautiful tackle there by Tolge. And he was wrapped up, McCarthy. We'll have a bounce. It's 45 out from the Brighton goal.
Three really good efforts here from Tolge.
Tap forward by Sapupo. Here's a chance for Phelan. He loses it, and Zavs once again get to clear through Sapupo.
Home and half forward now for Zavs. Ball on the ground. Through comes hard was Mercury with a very good tackle. He's hurt number 44 for Brighton. It was Jacoby, just the youngster. Howard comes through with a fantastic move to Colbert. Colbert from 50 out. He's kicked it from the impossible pocket.
Well, that's it. It's all over now.
That is a
goals from this side of the ground. It's all over.
2 goals from this side of the ground. It is definitely all over. Scatters.
Gee, that was some good play there from old Xaverians at half forward. Mercury with a good tackle. The handball out, though, to Colbert was just an absolute beauty from, I think it was Howard. And a fantastic goal there from the impossible pocket from 50.
How many is that for Colbert, 3 or 4?
He's kicked 3. The 2 opening goals and that one there.
It is blown out now to a 48-point margin, 58-point margin.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be too much, you would think. But it's a funny game, footy. And you just never know. It's a free kick going to Bruin. Centre of the ground. They need to move up forward, and they do. He goes short to Hendra. Hendra on the left, nice kick. Looking for man, but stepping in front is the big fella McCarthy. And he takes a safe defensive mark. I think we call that a rebound 50 in the stats, don't we? As the ball bounces for Lloyd. Gets it out to Rugg on the right. Dawes takes a mark. Pressured he was by Mercury. Holding on to it though in the end.
Bit of David and Goliath there with Mercury, the only young bloke in the Zav side, and Dawes a big man.
Dawes goes forward. Once again, ball hits the ground. Appealing for the holding the ball was man. The umpire says no. I'll bounce it, gentlemen. And we will have that centre wing area. Ball comes out now. Here's a chance for man. Gets the handball off. Found his teammate there in Clark, who does a pirouette. Got through the tackle. Beautiful tackle though, as Howard grabbed the ball by Hendra. And we'll have another bounce. 24 gone.
Two ruckmen battling all day. Beardsley, geez, been fantastic around those dead balls as well. Goes into forward for the forward line here from Zabs. Gets the handball away to Chatfield from a standing start. Comes across and kicks another goal to Xaverians. And if the last one wasn't the nail in the coffin, that definitely is.
Great handball out there from young Mercury. Got the ball, but it hardly landed in his hands, and he had it off to Chatfield, who was in plenty of space, straight in front. Very easy shot there. So it'll be very interesting. I think it's blown out too far now, but it's amazing. And you know, Brighton did such a good job for 20 minutes to hold them to one goal, and now they've got another couple of quick ones, and that's probably the end of the penny section, even though there's a quarter to go.
That's right. Brighton will win this centre clearance. Pushes it up high into the wind. Standing under it is Chatfield, the goal kicker. And he'll go back and pop it back into attack for Xaverians. Puts it nice and high in there. Up very high was Lloyd. Plays on. Oh no. Umpires, no, says play on. Looks to Handley. And Handley takes a good grab. The players seem to have stopped then. I don't know if they heard a whistle. But it seemed like they stopped, and the only one that didn't was Handley, and he took the grab. Here he comes, big Handley. He's got a lot behind that.
He might have got one.
He's got it. He wasn't sure himself. He had his hands on his head after he kicked it.
He's finally got one. 3 points, 3 out in the full, and now he's finally got a goal.
Kicked 10 goals in round one, did Handley. So he left those boots at home, didn't he?
He's
brought his wife's boots, I think.
He's been a prolific goal kicker over the last couple of years with some huge bags, but just hasn't been on target today.
A big unit of a man.
He certainly is. 26 gone. We're running down the clock to the end of the third quarter here. It's going to get very dark. That's sports cover.
I told you it'd be a little tea time.
See if we've got any influence and see if we can get these lights turned on. As the ball comes back to the centre now. Of course, we played 20 minutes and time on. Tapped forward this time by the big fella in Sapupu. Phelan got the left boot to it. Only as far as Clark, though, who drove it up into the 50 and found Howard. Acrobatic mark in the end for him. He sends it to the top of the square. And a good mark in front, not paid to Dawes. Play on, and that's exactly what they do. I thought he had enough of it. Snap over the shoulder by Mercury.
Gee.
Is wide and through for one behind. 71 points. This is blown out to now.
He's got some talent, young Mercury.
Yeah.
They just continue to produce them, the Xaverians. Showed some pace.
He's one of the few under-19 players that the only one I think they've played this year, and he played about 5 or 6 games for the year, but they don't generally play too many of them, so he must be a real standout to be getting a game when he's still an under-19 player.
Kick out now to Hendra. Looks to come inside. Ooh, couple of Brighton guys could have raffled that. They've dropped it. Ball comes across to Bowen. He bombs it up, and he's going to kick a goal. He's going to kick a goal. Bowen, a snap from the 45, has kicked a goal after Brighton seemingly had an easy takeaway. 2 players, just lack of talk. Bowen found himself with it and kicked a good goal.
Just popped it up in the air and let the wind do the rest.
Scoreboard just ticks on for Xaverians. It will be a good night for the club today. Up again. Here they go again. Beardsley, he's been dominant working underneath Sapupo and Big Bye today. Colbert couldn't mark. Kicked on perfectly by Mercury. Couldn't have got that much better. Off the ground. Is Handley. Has kicked a miracle goal, and everything's turning to chocolate now for Xaverians. That's just fantastic. They couldn't have got any better there with 2 off-the-ground kicks. First from Mercury, who just kicked it perfectly, and then Handley found himself free to kick the footy straight through the sticks.
Amazing. And Handley once again followed up. Just kept going and going. The ball, the Brighton defenders almost trapped the ball, but it bounced just slightly out in front of them. Handley just came in, socketed off the ground, and it's starting to look like a bit of a blowout now.
Oh, you think so? Siren blows. End of the 3rd quarter. 73-point margin to Old Zavs at 3-quarter time. The goal clickers, Colbert has 3, Fleming and Handley 2 apiece, and singles each to Lynch, Beardsley, Bowen, Lloyd, Chatfield, Ockleshaw, Clark, McCarthy, Woodruff. And the goal kickers for Old Brighton, 2 to Perry and 1 to Phelan. We'll take a break. Back to sum up the 3rd quarter and look at the last in just a sec. It is live footy.
Where he's been giving them so much use of the ball. But he also does a lot of follow-up work himself too. He doesn't just stick the hands in the air for the ruck. He's in there all the time. So he would be my tip at this stage. I suppose it depends on what happens in the last quarter. Yeah,
I think so, but I think he's been very dominant, the big fella. And here we go, the final quarter for 2007 of the VAFA A-grade grand final between Old Brighton and Old Xaverians. Old Xaverians with a massive lead into this last quarter. Brighton with the win. Let's hopefully see if they can put some respect on the scoreboard. But it's Colbert for Xaverians, pushes it forward. Looks to Handley, can't take a mark, but punches it forward. Down on the ground is Brighton, good tackle. Advantage is being paid. It was for holding. Kicks in the direction of Brighton there. I think
Talbot,
it's
Talbot to Hendra.
To Hendra. I think it was Bristow. Bristow to Hendra. Hendra now back to Bristow. To Phelan. Kicks it in and takes a mark there on half forward. Play on now quickly, looking for full forward. Out the back of the pack is not good enough is the snap. It's only through for one behind. I think it was Dickinson, it was.
He should have tried to do more with that. I think he needed to, well, maybe he didn't know he had the time, but he needed to try and get the ball back. There's no chance he's going to kick a goal like that on a still day from running towards the boundary line. So point there to Dickinson. Johnson to bring the ball back into play for Zavs.
Goes long. Beautiful long kick outside 50. Couldn't take the grab. Ball comes down, but Stills goes forward. Picked up there from, I think it was Clark. Comes in. Oh, great use of the body here. Young Mercury takes a bounce. He's got pace to burn. Takes 2 bounces. Gives it across to Handley, and Handley kicks a goal. Gee, he's quick. He's quick, young Mercury, and could have kicked a goal himself, but elected to give it off to Handley, and Handley kicks another one.
Got that amazing pace. He was only ever about 2 metres in front of his opponent there, but they were never ever going to catch him, were they? He just got that spurt on, and it's a little wonder the the selection panel at Old Zav's decided late in the season to give their under-19 captain a crack at senior footy, and he certainly hasn't let them down.
Well, he's got 3 of 3, Hanley. 3 goals, 3 behinds, and 3 on the full. That's fair hand to have.
He's done a good job. Here we go back in the middle.
And we do. And it is the big fella again, By, who gets a tap forward. Good work, though, by Hendra to send Brighton into attack. Bounces away from Serafini. Picked up in the end by Arnold. Bingham kicks towards the boundary line. Serafini in there. Right foot drive down the line. Good mark. Good mark in the end by Phelan. Dropped his head too there. Lucky it stayed in the hands. On the left foot, Phelan sends it forward, and strong in front is Clark. In front of Scanlon. And Clark now, from 55 out, needs to have a shot. But nothing to lose. He is going to do that from the boundary. Clark now kicks from 52. Puts it up. Nice kick too. Just drifts left at the end and through for one behind. 17-13, Old Zavs to Old Brighton 3-9. 27. A big margin going Old Zav's way. 4 minutes into the last quarter.
Well, I think Brighton now playing just for a bit of respect on the day. I mean, they've certainly gained the respect of the competition for the year, but the Old Zav's just far too strong today. So Brighton have really got to run this game out and get some respect. And you'd be hoping they'd be aiming to get up to double figures in goals or something like that to make it look so much better. And there's Clark taking another mark at centre half forward. He'll have another shot, this time from a lot, still about the same distance out, but a lot more front on to the goals.
Crowd sticking around till the end. Good to see.
All the Zavs crowd will be. They love it.
So Clark comes in and sends it up high, and good kick in the end.
I think he's kicking.
David Clark. He's got his first of the game, and Brighton get their fourth. Nice kick.
Very nice kick, and as I say, let's hope they can keep going like that and put some more respectability into the score. It's been a dirty day for them, but gee, you can't take anything away from the Old Zavs.
Yeah, they have been terrific. As we talked about before, has this ruckman in by. He's been unstoppable. He's going to win. He's going to take this one himself. Gives it across to Arnold. Arnold gives it to Fleming, who was caught. Serafini was bundled over. Oh, there's a clear push in the back.
Sheesh.
No question in that one.
Free kick to Tolge.
And Tolge will take the resultant free kick. It's being told to come around. He's going to go sideways. No, he won't. Big lead there. Ignored. Pops it into centre half forward. Nice looking kick, but cut off there by Xaverians. On the ground. He's 16, has a crack at the goals.
Matty Gadsden.
And Gadsden just pushes it right through for one behind.
Tolge got cleaned up by the big fella there, I think, at centre half forward. Did well to recover.
He's bounced up though.
So, kick in. Taken by
Johnson again.
Johnson it was, who sends it out to the 50-metre line, and Mann takes a strong mark. And he'll have a shot from here, one would think. Seems to think to himself, if David Clark could do it, so can I. So Luke Mann will kick from 55. Another nice looking kick.
And the goal umpire
and
says
another
full points.
Goal to Brighton. Here they come, boys. Here they come. Luke Mann gets his first. Brighton get their fifth. They only need another 13 and they'll win this. 6.5 gone in the grand final. It is Old Zav 17-13, 1-1-5. Old Brighton 5-11-41.
Crowd moves to the edge of their seats as they sense something's coming here from Brighton. Up it goes. It goes up early. By still good enough to win it. There's a throw there, and the free kick will go to Serafini. Goes to the outer side. By can't mark. Mopped up here by Phelan. Goes inside. Kick goes out to the wing into space. Bit of a foot race on here. It's man, can't pick it up. Ball goes out of play and a boundary throw in.
It was Home and the big ruckman from Brighton. He had nowhere to go, so he's just belted it across the ground to the boundary line.
As you do.
Better than getting caught.
Yeah, but with this new deliberate rule, how many times you get caught for doing it deliberately?
Kick that 50 metres, they couldn't possibly have called it deliberate, could they?
Seen it happen before.
Ainley to Talbot. Kicks it inside 50. Lynch is back there again. He's just played that right side of the ground all day. Takes a bounce. Kicks into the middle to my man again in Lynch. He just goes back. Goes back now to his captain in Ockleshaw. He's going to get run down, he does, but he's still good enough to get it away to Scanlon. Scanlon on his left foot, it's a shocker. It goes out of bounds on the full, and Brighton will take a free kick.
Scatters, I'll get your thoughts for the Jock Nelson medal.
Yeah, so Tony, James and I were discussing it a bit before. I think Nick By, the big ruckman's been the dominant big man on the ground, and so many other Zavs players, they've hardly had a bad player really, but I'd be inclined to lean towards him. He just